Right. So Kyola, one of the oldest Ramsar sites, right? In 1981, a complex of artificial lagoons, vegetation, dry deciduous, and open grasslands. Breeding, wintering of migratory birds like tainted stork. ये नाम एक दो याद रखना important. Please remember these names which are coming for the most important sites, right? So, like they asked musk deer in 2020, they might ask these type of very specific names, right? And there is nothing to explain here or as in some conceptual thing, just the facts. You just need to note down these facts, remember these facts, right?
Okay.
The most important bird is the Siberian crane.
अच्छा उधर अभी बंदा है कोई वो एक उधर आपके यहाँ डाक है कुछ वो क्या नाम है जावेद बोल रहा था तो डाक आपके कुछ बचे हुए थे तो डिब्बे में देखना आपको पढ़ना आता है ना अच्छा नहीं है चलो कोई नहीं वो भी आता है बंदा वेट करो थोड़े काकू पढ़ा से आए अच्छा विमल
अपने माइक प्लीज म्यूट रखिए सर राइट अदर फ्लोरा एंड फौना ब्लैक बक इंपॉर्टेंट है इधर ब्लैक बक नीलगाय राइट and it is a part of the Montreux record. I hope you all are aware of what it is. Right. So this much information is more or less sufficient for this site. Right. Number two, keep referring the places as we write it. Right. I've shared the map with you. Sambar Lake, India's largest inland saltwater lake. Right. Famous bird which migrates here in winters. Flamingo. Right. It is an international bird area by BirdLife International, right? And there is a special color given to this lake by action of algae and bacteria, right? So if like a question comes, which of the following lakes have been impacted or are impacted by some bacteria and has resulted into change of colors, right? So one would be this. Then there is another Lunar Lake also which was impacted. So kind of keep a note of that, right? Number three, Nal Sarovar. bird sanctuary, Gujarat, right? Freshwater lake. Do keep a note on which is freshwater, which one is freshwater, which one is artificial, right? Most of them are freshwater, but some of, most of them are natural, and but some of them are artificial, right? So the ones which are artificial, keep a tab on them, right? Largest in Gujarat, largest wetland in Gujarat. Stopover site in Central Asian Flyway, right? The birds which migrate. So it is an important destination in that route, right? Important birds, 2, 3 specific fauna for each site. This is what we have to remember. The common ones, they cannot be remembered at any cost, right? It's just that the basic distribution of those species need to be known, especially of the most important 7 to 10 species. Right? Apart from that, the specific ones which are found at only some locations, those need to be remembered, right? And revised again and again. Sociable lapwing and marble tail, right? Also, another important one is wildlife, Indian wildlife, right? Done with it. Fourth, okay. And we will move a bit fast because there's nothing here to explain, nothing conceptual, just all factual details. So the faster you have it from me and the faster you note it down and revise again and again, the more easily your work will become, right? Ashtamudi lake in Kerala, right? It is a natural backwater. I am assuming you know the concept of backwater. If you have any doubt, go after this class, go on and read the NCRT, right? In the Kollam district. Important rivers associated. This is an important point, right? Pallad and Palichal. They drain into this lake, right? It forms an estuary. This at Neendakara is some typical name no one remembers, just that you should be able to at least recognize that yes, certain facts associated like with the name of Neendakara I have read with respect to Ashtamudi, and if this thing comes in the paper, you should be able to at least recognize, right? Next is National Waterway 3 passes through it. Next is Shastam Kota Lake. I hope you all are referring the locations. Kerala. I have a bit of confusion there. If someone is having that idea, is Vembanad the largest lake or this one is the largest lake?
Sir, Vembanad longest lake, sir. Vembanad.
Okay, Vembanad is longest. I mean, there was some confusion on internet also. Some sources were saying something, some were saying something. So, on a personal level, please verify this. I will also verify this and let you know. But here it is written that this is the largest freshwater lake, right? So for this moment, take this fact but this is a fact which needs to be verified, right? And river colored, it has a unique paddy field system here.
Sir, largest lake in India? Largest freshwater lake in India or only
Largest lake
Kerala?
in India, I guess, is Volar. In Kerala, I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Vembanad, it is spread across 3 districts. Now, these type of facts, like of that this year what came, it is spread in 2 districts, which bird sanctuary was asked here, right? Similarly, it is
Desert
spread in,
National Parks.
yes, Desert National Park was asked this year. And so remember, this one is in 3 districts, Alappuzha, Kottayam, and Ernakulam. Like, just remember that this is spread across 3 districts. Next, it is the second largest site, Ramsar site, after Sundarban. Also, it is the longest lake, right? Below sea level, a rice farming system at Kuttanad, right? And anyone who can tell me any specific fact associated with Kuttanad?
Sir,
Sir, it is in the
rice
list of
farming.
geoheritage.
Agriculture.
Something related to
Yes.
FAO,
Yes, in the geoheritage list is there. There are
yes,
4 places, and Kuttanad is one among them.
right?
Global heritage.
And it is known for houseboats, right? The rivers associated here, just remember factually, Pamba and Coil, right? 4455 specific details of each important wildlife, each important site, that is enough, right? Doing more than this is not possible. You may think that at this point of time, doing 15 facts, 20 facts for each site is possible, but at the end of the day, when you are on 9th October, you are just one day before the exam, it is only these 4 5 specific facts which stay in your mind, right? Nothing beyond that will stay in your mind. So we'll just focus on those facts which we can remember, right? Right. Next is 7th one, Point Calimere, in which state?
Tamil Nadu.
Right, Tamil Nadu. District, not important, just mentioning, Nagapattinam. This fact is important. This is one of the last areas of this very meager proportion of dry evergreen are found in India, and this is one of the last remnants of this species, right? This particular forest type. Along with that, some mangroves and wetlands are also found, right? It is also a bird sanctuary. Kuleru Lake, natural, right? Between Godavari and Krishna. So important fact. right? So it's previously a lagoon, but now it is somewhat inland, right? Not a very important fact, but you can remember previously a lagoon, now inland, right? And a bird sanctuary. Next one is important, Chilika Lake. I hope you people are noting it down because just listening to the things won't help you. Right? If you have your own notes, keep reading along with that. If you do not have notes of this thing, keep jotting it down. Right? Just listening to it and thinking that again I will watch the recording and do that thing. You won't have that much time, right? So if you want to make this time of 1.5 hours fruitful, jot it down as I write. There's a purpose why I'm writing this. So please do it. Right? Brackish Lagoon, that means salty, not fresh water, at the mouth of Daya River. This is an important fact, right? First under Ramsar, so first Ramsar site in 1981. Just remember this year, right? It was in 1981. Important bird sanctuary here is Nalla Banna Bird Sanctuary. Fauna, Irrawaddy dolphin, birds like Irrawaddy dolphin. It is the major, maybe the most important and probably the only place where Irrawaddy are found in India. Irrawaddy dolphin are found in India is this, right? So exclusively, I think it is in a Chilika Lake, right? So this is an important fact, right? Next, birds from various birds from Caspian and Lake Baikal reach here, right? Separated from Bay of Bengal by a bridge which is named as Sandy Bridge, Sandy Ridge. Right? So not a very important fact, but just keep into mind. Okay. Vitarkanika, Mangroves. See, the Ramsar site is Vitarkanika Mangrove. It is a part of Vitarkanika Wildlife Sanctuary. Right? It is the core area of the Vitarkanika Wildlife Sanctuary. Right? I don't think UPSC will go into this with depth, but still just have a clarity, right? Gahir Matha Wildlife Sanctuary. is adjacent to it, adjacent to this Bhitarkanika sanctuary. Fauna. Anyone idea? Anyone having any idea which fauna is here?
Sir, salt crocodile.
Sir, olive ridley
Yes.
turtles.
Yes, salt crocodile
Olive Ridley
and
turtle.
olive. And anyone idea what is the IUCN status of these?
Sir, Olive Ridley.
Yes,
Sir,
IUCN
olive
status.
ridley vulnerable.
This is vulnerable, and this one is salt crocodile,
Least concern.
least concern. Right. Next is East Kolkata wetlands. Not very important, just keep small things into mind. Multiple use, treating wastewater, provides fisheries and livelihood. Right, West Bengal course. Rudrasagar Lake, fed by 3 streams which discharge into Gomti. I will have to verify this fact, this Gomti one. Just I will let you know, right, if this is a right fact or not. This fact I will let you know. I have a doubt if it is true or not. Right.
I guess yes, sir.
Sorry,
It's Gomti River, yes, sir.
it is true. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, it is true. Right. This fact is true. So nothing you have to remember. Just remember, if something like Gomti is associated with in the MCQ with Rudrasagar Lake, that is a right. Right. Just this much word association needs to be remembered. Right. Fauna, 3 strip. This is important, right? Remember this one. Roof turtle. Okay. Next is the Loktak Lake. All are aware of it. Largest freshwater. In which state? Loktak.
Manipur.
Manipur. Largest freshwater in Northeast India is this one. Largest freshwater in India is Bullar. Right? Kebul Lamjau National Park. Only floating national park, right, in India, in the world. And what is a typical feature associated with this Kebul Lamjau?
Umdis.
Right, Umdi. Right. Next is
Shanghai deer is also there, no?
yes, Shanghai deer also.
Dancing.
I do not remember the IUCN status of Shanghai deer. If it is vulnerable or endangered.
So
Right? So
endangered.
please verify.
Endangered.
Students, many are saying here endangered. So please you verify it once. If it is endangered or what. Deeper bowl, freshwater. Where is this one?
Assam.
Right, Assam. it is present in a former channel of Brahmaputra. Right, that channel has been now debunked by both Brahmaputra, and Brahmaputra might have shifted its course, but previously it was in the path of Brahmaputra. Right? So a statement like this, if it comes, it is true. Right? Just this much you have to associate. Right? Obi Tora Wildlife Sanctuary is to right of this one, this deeper bowl. Just remember, Obitora is near to it, right? And it receives migratory birds in winter. Right? Upper Ganga River. Only the important things which need to be remembered. Ganges dolphin found here, right? And Ghadial found here, right? And do check out the IUCN status of both these species, right? Pong Dam Lake. Which state?
Punjab.
Jammu and Kashmir, sir.
Himachal.
I guess it is in Himachal. But please verify.
Sir, it is in Himachal Pradesh.
Right. Also known as Maharana Pratap Sagar. Not a very important fact. Just remember. Right. It is a storage reservoir on the Beef River. Right. Located on flyway of birds. Trans-Himalayan flyway is the word mentioned here. So just remember that, right? Renuka wetland. Which state?
Himachal.
Himachal Pradesh.
Smallest wetland in India. So important fact. Natural. Already UPSC has asked this. Right. Freshwater spring. Karst formations are seen here. So question comes, which of the following Ramsar site is usually associated with the karst formation? You know the answer, right? Lacustrine ecosystem. Is visible here, right? Next is Chandra Tal. High altitude lake in Spiti. The most important fauna here is snow leopard. Are you seeing is anyone?
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Thanks. Somoriri, now in Ladakh, UT. It is having very high levels of salinity. By anyone?
Sir, because it was a part of ocean during the tectonic plate merged, the Himalayan merged with the Asian.
Part of Death is Sea.
And that is okay, but still, what is
Sir,
the
it is
more
not fed by any
general
river.
reason?
It's not fed
See,
by any
very
river.
high,
enclosure.
Sir,
very
highly
high,
evaporated.
Landlocked.
very high as landlocked nature and high evaporation. No rainfall and all that, right? The fauna associated great Tibetan sheep, or it is also known as argali. Right. So remember this if you come across this thing in any direct or indirect way. Remember this. Right. Next is Tibetan wild ass. These two are endemic to this region. Right. So remember this. Others are not very important.
So
Black-necked-
black-necked crane is also there, sir.
Right. Black-necked crane and bar-headed geese. Not very important. Remember these two. Right. Tibetan sheep and Tibetan wild ass. Right. One small fact: Korzo Monastery is present here. Right. Next is Bular Lake. Largest freshwater of India, lake of India. Famous for water chestnut, a type of grass. Just remember this, what is water chestnut? It is a type of grass and it is an important source of economical source or a financial source for the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Right. Next is Surinsar Mansar Lake. Near to Jhelum Bay. Right. Just remember this. Fresh water. Okera wetland. Which state? Okera wetland.
Jammu.
J&K, right? So UT of J&K, right? Close to Srinagar. So this can be a possible statement that Okera wetlands are near to Srinagar, right? So this is a true statement, right? Natural and close to Jhelum. Post Jhelum and Srinagar. Jhelum passes through Srinagar, and then right? Roped wetland. Okay, Roped wetland. Which state?
Punjab, sir.
Punjab.
Punjab.
And anyone, any idea, natural or human made?
Human made.
Yes, it is man-made lake. So it is an exception. Remember that, right? Constructed when a barrage was constructed from by separating the diverting the Satluj river water, right? So possibly near the Satluj water, right? Significant for bird watching. The important fauna which is found here is smooth-coated otter. Right? Okay. So we've discussed 23. I need to erase the thing. Exceeded the number of whiteboards. Okay, next is the Arik Wetland, right? In Punjab, confluence at the meeting point of which two rivers?
Bees and
Arik,
Satluj and
Satluj and Biar, right? Here also you find some bit of floating vegetation, right? So remember this. So if a question comes like, which of the following places can, if you visit a place like this, there can you see floating vegetation? So Kebul Lamjau will also be an answer, and Hariki would also be an answer, right? Usually UPSC frames these type of questions, right? Again, important for migratory birds, winter migratory birds. It is an international bird area. What is the full form of IBA, right? By BirdLife International. Next is the Kanjli wetlands. Just remember the river associated with this, Kali Bain, right? Just word association is needed that from the barrage was constructed from Kali Bain, right? So the river name is important, right? And it is associated with Sri Guru Nanak Ji, right? So it has some bit of religious significance also, right? The last one is Bhoj wetlands. The last one means the 26 Ramsar sites were present till a long time. It was only in the last 2-3 years that another 20 have been added, right? Bhoj wetlands in which state?
Madhya Pradesh.
Madhya Pradesh.
Right, Madhya Pradesh. And remember this small fact, it consists of 2 lakes, right? In the city of Bhopal. What are those 2 lakes? Bhojtal and a lower lake. Right, so probably you can associate it with something like IVC, that citadel and the lower type, right? Human made, right? This is important fact. Do keep a note on the lakes which are human made, right? Important fauna, Saras crane. Okay, what is the important fact associated with Saras crane?
Sir, it is the largest bird of India.
Right, it is the largest bird of
State bird of Uttar Pradesh.
state bird of Uttar Pradesh.
शायद हाँ.
Okay, if this is true, तो अगर याद रहता है तो remember it, right? You know, never know which information comes to your aid, right? The next one is Keshopur Miani. This was in Punjab. I missed it. Right. Just remember, small fact, it is a community managed wetland. Right. So we have done the earlier wetlands, the earlier Ramsar sites. Now we'll be doing the newer ones, right? Regarding the newer ones, there is not much of specific information. Just remember the ones which were added in 21, 2020, and 2019, right? Plus, along with that, the states, right, in which they are added, because the specific details associated with each of them is very less, right? Okay. One second. So the newer Ramsar site, we are beginning with that. Number one, Saman. The next 6-7 sites are in Uttar Pradesh, right? So look at the map and keep pointing them out where they are, right? It is a bird wildlife sanctuary, right? So basically a bird sanctuary and a seasonal oxbow lake on Ganga floodplain, right? The newer Ramsar sites in UP do keep a tab on their east-west location, right? Which one is in the like let's say Saman, Sarsai Jheel, Sandi, Samaspuri, Parvati, Aranga, Sursarovar. These all have been added. So keep a tab on like the east to west arrangement of these things, right? This can be a potential question if they want to ask something from the newer sites, right? Sarsai Jheel in UP again. Sarsai is derived from the name of Saras crane, right? Marshy area and famous for cohabitation of humans and wildlife, right? Again, it is also a bird wildlife sanctuary, right? Sandi in UP, Marshy, important bird area. See, these type of details are very common. You cannot remember these general details for each and every site. Just that, have an idea, right? These are not the points which are meant to be revised at the last moment. These are just the points which are meant to be done in the first or second readings. After that, you forget that because you cannot remember these facts in the last day. Just have a broad idea in your mind regarding that. Yes, Shanti, which I read, was a marshy area, and moreover, all these sites which we are discussing, they are the famous bird areas, right? So any specific fact only which you know that it has a potential of being asked and UPSC can confuse you there, those are the facts which need to be remembered, right? Next is Nawabganj. Again, bird wildlife sanctuary, right? Also known as Shaheed Chandrasekhar Azad Bird Sanctuary. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . right? The next one, Samaspuri, marshy area, common general fact, bird wildlife sanctuary, common fact. The important fact here is it is famous for Egyptian vulture, right? So this is a fact which you should keep tab on. Parvati, Arang in UP, right? Oxbow Lake by Ghaggar River, right? Famous for white-rumped vulture and Indian vulture, right? Next one is Sur Sarovar, UP again, located on right bank of Yamuna. So this is an important fact, right? Also known as Keetham Lake, human-made reservoir, Central Asian flyway, right? The important fauna, greater spotted eagle, Taurus crane, and cat. पढ़ते रहो इन्हें, just keep on reading them, the fauna which I'm mentioning. The more you remember, the better. If you can't remember all of them, that is also fine, right? Just the intention should be that, okay, I have seen these things 2 or 3 times, and if a question comes, there are chances that I will identify. This is regarding the fauna or the species which are either less important or moderately important. The most important and the important ones are the ones which you should have completely fixated in your mind, right? Those are the ones which you should not forget at any cost, right? The next one is bees in Punjab, famous for particular species, very famous
Indus
there,
dolphin.
Indus dolphin, right? So these are the things which I'm talking about. These are the things you cannot uh, forget, right? You just cannot afford to forget them, right? Islands are found here, sandbars and braided channels, right? Next is Nangal in which state?
Punjab.
Right. Bhakra Nangal Dam, Panchsheel was signed here. Located at Shivalik Foothills. Important fauna, Indian pangolin and Egyptian vulture. Right. Next is Thol Lake. This was the one which has been declared recently. So Thol, Vadwana, the next one, Sultanpur in Haryana and Bhindawat in Haryana. These have been declared recently. Right. So Thol Lake, famous for flamingos, Sarus crane, pelican, white vulture, white rumped vulture, and Indian vulture. Just remember this. This thing. If you can't remember all these names, just remember that great white pelicans are found. Right. Next is Vadvana. Some typical fauna associated here. So remember it. Egyptian vulture, Saker falcon, sociable lapwing, Dalmatian pelican. Right. Sultanpur National Park in near Gurugram. Right. Famous for migratory birds. Next is Bhindawat, Haryana. Largest freshwater wetland in Haryana. Right. Khabbar Tal in Bihar is also known as Kanwar Jheel. Right. So do remember this alternate name also. Kanwar Jheel, important stopover site in Central Asian Flyway. Right. The birds are again very common. Red-headed vulture, white-rumped vulture, right? Sociable lap. Next one is a sun conservation reserve in which state?
Uttarakhand.
Uttarakhand, right? And remember this, it is on the banks of Yamuna. Important fact, near Dehradun, in Garhwal region. Right. So if you kind of remember this whole line, banks of Yamuna Nagar near Dehradun in Garhwal region, there is a higher probability that you will remember it. If you just try to remember that it is near Yamuna Nagar, you will kind of forget it. Right. So sometimes these kind of associations, they help you remember it. Right. Important fauna here, again common ones, vulture. Do not need to remember the species, right? Because at the end of the day, that cannot be remembered. Just remember that vultures are found here, right? The other ones which are some bit of specific for this region is reddy, shell duck, right? Bears, orchard, crested orchard, and mahasir, titor mahasir, right? So these are the ones you may remember, right? Next is Lonar in Maharashtra. What's the uh, special point about this lake,
Crater Lake.
Crater.
right? And Asian woolly neck, common pochard are found here. Right. I'm sorry, I thought I told you that Lonar was the one whose the color of which changed. I guess this is wrong. It was Nandur, the color of which changed. Can anyone verify me this? Was it Lonar or Nandur?
Sir, lunar, sir, it turned pink because of Heliarchaea. The
Okay, it
sun
was
lit
Lonar,
like
no?
Mm.
Right. Color change. Due to, say UPSC can ask you this. Which one of the following microorganisms was responsible for recent color change in Lonar? Right. So remember, it was bacteria. Right. It wasn't algae. It wasn't fungi. Right. So remember this small detail. Next one is Nandur in Maharashtra. Just remember, it is located in Nasik at the confluence of. Anyone, any idea which two famous rivers? Godavari. Okay, one is famous and the next one is not very famous. Kadwa River, right? So remember this name. Godavari and Kadwa. 19. Sokar Wetland Complex. In which state?
Ladakh.
Ladakh, right? At altitude of 4,500 meters, right? Again, important bird area. Central Asian Flyway. It is a route in the Central Asian Flyway, right? Important fauna. Saker falcon. Asiatic wild dog. What is the other name for this Asiatic wild dog?
Dole.
Dhole. And snow leopard. So remember, snow leopard is found there. Right. We're done with the Ramsar sites, right? This much information is more than enough. You cannot retain more than this. Just focus on the specific facts which are specific to a particular region, and the general ones just have an idea, right? They are not the ones which you need to revise again and again. Just have an idea that this is a marshy region, this is a drier region, this is a region which is a lake, proper lake. So have this kind of idea, right? We are done with Ramsar sites. Next, we'll be doing the Biosphere Reserve. So how many biosphere reserves are there in India?
18.
And how many under MAP program?
12.
12.
13.
I think it is 12.
12.
One, two, three, four, five.
So
It
last one
12.
is Panna. 12 only.
Yes, sir, 12.
Right. It is 12. The latest one to be added is Panna. Right. In which year it is added?
2020.
In 2020. Remember this. Right? It can be asked. It is added in 2021. So remember. Right. So the first one, the most important one, Nilgiri. Right. Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Right. Which are the national parks associated? You have to cram this information. Like
Nagarhole.
so
Bandipur.
Bandipur, Wayanad.
I
Mukurti.
am writing it here. Mudumalai, Nagarhole. What I am saying is that it is your job to cram this information. Bandipur, silent one. Which are the
Sir,
wildlife
Mukurti.
sanctuaries? Sorry.
Mukurti.
Okay, any national park is missing.
Mukurti National Park, sir, Tamil Nadu.
Mukurti, okay. Probably I missed one. Okay. Wildlife sanctuaries, Wayanad,
Satyamangalam.
Nilambur, Alaram. Right.
Sir,
And
Satyamangalam.
Satyamangalam. Satyamangalam, yes. Satyamangalam. Right. You please verify this one. I'm not sure about Satyamangalam. I do not actually remember if Satyamangalam is a part of it or not. Right. And the fauna, remember, is as it is, right? What is found here? Lion-tailed macaque, right? Status endangered. Nilgiri tahar. What is tahar? Is it a cow? Is it a dog? It is a what? It is.
Sheep, sir.
Deer.
Sorry.
Deer.
Okay, it is your job. You find it out, right? And this can be a potential question. So this is your job after the class ends, or meanwhile during the class, you find out what is Nilgiri tahar. Malabar, giant squirrel, and Nilgiri langur. Vulnerable, right? And Nilgiri, from where does it draw its name? Particular
Neelakurunji
flower,
flowers. Neelakurunji flowers.
Nilkurunji flower, right? It draws its name from Nilkurunji flower. Next one is Nanda Devi, right? In Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve in, I expect you to at least mention the name,
Uttarakhand.
Uttarakhand.
right? Having Nanda Devi National Park and Valley of Flowers National Park, right? Important fauna. UPSC asked it this year, right? Himalayan musk deer, mainland Sero, Himalayan tahar, Bhadel, blue sheep, snow leopard. Another important fact, Rishi Ganga river flows from here. Right. The districts of Uttarakhand, Chamoli, and Pittorgarh. Not very important. Just that these type of specific information helps you to identify what you are reading. So you can particularly relate Chamoli, Pittorgarh with Nanda Devi, and then you can come on to the fauna, right? Rishi Ganga and all these, they can be associated together, right? Next is No Creek, which state?
Meghalaya.
Meghalaya.
In which hills? Meghalaya has 3 hills, na?
Garo.
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 So remember this particular fact, right? There is a chance that UPSC might confuse you that Nokrek is a famous biosphere reserve in Khasi Hills of Meghalaya, right? So you are confused there, right? So Garo Hills. Vegetation, evergreen, semi-evergreen, and deciduous. Not very important. Just remember that semi-evergreen is also found there, right? Key fauna. This is important. Red panda. What is the IUCN status?
Critically endangered.
I think it is endangered, but please you verify it. Okay. I do not actually remember the status, but on your own, already you have to do the species. Just verify it, right? If it is endangered or critically endangered, it is either of the two. This I know, but I'm not remembering at this moment.
Sir,
Right.
endangered.
Endangered.
Endangered. Right?
endangered.
Uluk gibbon. These all are very important, which I'm writing, because these are particular to this area, right? Thick-tailed macaw, thumb-tailed macaw, binturong, a particular very weird name, remember it, right? Clouded leopard, this is important. Clouded leopard, red panda, and this stump-tailed macaw, right? These three are important. Elephant is found here, leopard is found here, gaur is found here, right? Elephant, leopard, these are the common ones. Do not need to remember, just remember the ones just specific ones, right? Next is Great Nicobar. Any special fact associated with Great Nicobar?
Saltwater crocodile.
Salt water is okay. Saltwater crocodile is okay. Dugong is found here, right? What is a dugong?
Sea cow.
It is a sea cow.
Which
What is
And it's herbivorous. It feeds on grass, seagrass.
and it is a reptile. It is a what? It is a crustacean. It is what?
Mammal.
It is a mammal. It is a herbivore mammal. So, and I'm asking one fact about Great Nicobar itself, not the fauna there, not anything. Is it the northernmost island? It is the middle island. It is the southernmost island.
southernmost island.
Right, of Andaman and Nicobar. Now, the tribes which are found here.
Nicobaris, Champagne.
Champagne. Vegetation, wet evergreen.
Evergreen.
So remember, Andaman Nicobar has wet evergreen. UPSC has already asked this, right? Not only the Western Ghats, not only the northeastern India, but also the Andamans has wet evergreen forest, right? And vegetation chapter, that is very important from your geography, right? Do it properly. All the specific details of that chapter, which is which species wet evergreen, which one is dry evergreen, semi-evergreen, which one is moist deciduous, which one is dry deciduous, and all those, right? The national parks which are found here are Campbell Bay and
Galati.
Galatea, right? So this much information is sufficient, right? Next we move on to Gulf of Mannar. Lies between Sri Lanka and which coast?
Tamil Nadu.
Coromandel coast, right? Forms estuaries, coral reefs, marshes, mangroves, all the things, right? So if UPSC is asking you that this has estuaries, this has coral reef, this has marshes, mangroves, very general statement, more likely to be true, right? Fauna, anyone?
Sir, dugong
Sea,
cow.
sea anemone, sea cucumber, sea turtle.
Olive ridley, are they found here? Is this found here?
No, sir.
See, source I'm following, it is written that it is found, but
Okay.
please, I also have a doubt on this fact, so please verify it once, right? Whether Oliver Ridley is found here or not, right? Next is Sundarban.
Sir, what is that second species you have written? Sea and
Sea anemone, sea anemone, Anemone,
Okay, sir.
Ganges Delta, right? Plus in Bangladesh also. Most important fauna,
Bengal tiger.
Bengal tiger, right? I do not need to tell you much about this, right? The national parks, Sundarban National Park, Sajne Khali, this is the national park. The wildlife sanctuaries are Sajne Khali, Lothian, and Halide, right? Other facts regarding Sundarban, largest, right, mangrove in the world, right? Only to be inhabited by tigers. That is the only mangrove area which is inhabited by tigers. UNESCO World Heritage Site, Ramsar Site also. Right. Some more facts you need to have about Sundarban, as in what is the approximate area of Sundarban, which will come during the discussion of national parks also. But have it on your own also. What is the increase in area of Sundarban with respect to the recent forest report, right? And some other species and the mangrove species, some other faunal species which are found there, right? And the mangrove species which are found there, plus the details about the mangroves, right? The pneumatophores, stilt roots, and all those things. Have an idea of those things, right?
Sir, olive ridleys are found in Gulf of Mannar, sir.
They are found now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is true. Next is Simlipal. Simlipal, which state?
Odisha.
Odisha.
Odisha. The wildlife sanctuaries which are associated with this biosphere reserve is, remember these names: Hadgad, Hadgarh, Hadgad, Uldiha, and Mayurbhanj Elephant Reserve, Simlipal Tiger Reserve. Right. So these four names you remember. Right. These all constitute this biosphere reserve. Right. Some waterfalls found here. Not very important. Just seed one. Zoranda and Bare Hipani. Right. Not at all important. Don't get intimidated by this kind of information. Right. This next information is important. Erenga, Kharia, Gunda, Ho, Munda, Mankirdias. These are the tribes which are found here, right? Fauna. Anyone? Of course, अगर tiger reserve है तो tiger होगा, elephant होगा, right?
Shausinga.
Gaur is found here. What is the other name for gaur? Can anyone tell me the English name for gaur?
Bison, I guess.
White buffalo.
Indian bison, right? Indian bison. Next is
Sir,
Pachmar.
one more fact. Simlipal is largest zone for sal in India.
Okay, similar.
Sal tree.
Yes. There is a particular, I missed this fact, there is a particular tree called sembul tree. Right. This is found here. And someone is saying that sal tree is the maximum found in this region. So do take a note of this fact also. Right. This is also known as red silk cotton tree. Right. So not very important, just a side fact. Right. Pachmari. State.
Madhya Pradesh.
In Betul and Hoshangabad district. Right. So once you associate any specific information, it becomes easy to remember. Now you know Betul and Hoshangabad, that means Pachmari, right? Now you can associate everything with this, right? Like giant squirrel is found. Flying squirrel is found. Wildlife sanctuaries here are Bori and Pachmari. National parks. I hope
Satpura.
you know what now what I am doing. Biosphere reserves is a combination of wildlife sanctuaries and national parks, right? So in a biosphere reserve, there will be many wildlife sanctuaries, there will be many national parks, right? Highest peak here, this you should know. When I'm saying it is in the Satpura range, what is the highest peak?
Dhupgad. No, Mahadev.
Mahadev? Peak, not the
Dhup-
range.
Dhupgad.
Right? And gold is the major tribe found here, right? Next is Panna state.
Madhya Pradesh.
Which mountain range?
Vindhyas.
Vindhyan mountain, right? So now you can associate Vindhya with Panna, right? And you can associate Cane River with Panna, right? So it becomes easier. Right? The fauna, horse, tiger, sambar, chinkara, and cheetal. Next fact you must be knowing that Cane River flows through this. Right? Diamonds are famous. Panna diamonds are famous. Right? Agastya Malai. Which state?
Kerala.
Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Right? Remember this. Already asked by UPSC, but remember. Wildlife sanctuaries Nayyar, Pepara, Shendorni, and Muduntarai. Tiger reserve, right? Fauna, elephants and Nilgiri are important tribe here. Anyone?
Kanikaran.
Kanikaran tribes, right? There is a very specific important fact with this biosphere reserve as far as flora is concerned. Anyone?
Shola.
Rollers.
Right? Shola forests are found here. Next is Achanak Mar Amarkantak. Which state?
Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh.
Chhattisgarh.
So do remember these small facts, right? It is not only in Madhya Pradesh, not only in Chhattisgarh, but along the borders of both, right? Which hills?
Mekal.
Mekal Hills, right? Which rivers emerge from Amarkantak?
Narmada and Son.
Narmada.
Yeah, forming a radial pattern, Narmada. And
Son.
like she said so.
There is also one more river. Remember, its name Johila. Right. Next is moist and dry deciduous forest. The region also corresponds to that. Dry and deciduous forest found here. Right. Bauxite rocks are found here. Right. Fauna. Chausinga. Four-horned antelope and Indian wild dog. Right. Next is howsoever it is pronounced. Kanchendonga, Kanchenjunga, Kanchenjunga. Right. In
Sikkim.
Sikkim.
does it share any international boundary or is it only in Sikkim?
With Bhutan.
Hmm? So this is your work, right? You have to find this out, whether it is sharing this boundary with Nepal or not, right? UPSC can ask you this, right? It can. And what is the order of the mountain peak, which is Kanchenjunga? Second highest, third highest.
K2.
Third highest, sir.
Right. Which glacier there? Zemu Glacier is found here. Lepcha tribe is found here. Remember these small facts, right? Very important. Tholung Monastery found here. Fauna. Red panda, important. Snow leopard, important. Musk deer. Argali. What was Argali? I mentioned it. Argali was
Sir, sheep, sir.
Great Tibetan sheep is Argali, right? And where it was found?
Ladakh.
Right. Next is Manas.
Sir,
Mhm.
sir, this Kanchenjunga is also first mixed heritage site.
It is also the first mixed heritage. I'm sorry, I forgot this. It is also the first mixed heritage. Right? So please do note this fact. Well, it was a common fact, but I missed it. Right? Manas Biosphere Reserve. Right? Manas River flows here, tributary of
Brahmaputra.
Manas. And do remember left bank, right bank, right? All these you need to remember.
Left bank.
What is it? Is right bank or left bank?
Left bank. Sorry, right bank, right bank.
It is right bank. Right?
Sir, how to consider left and right?
I mean, I don't know. Really, I don't know. It is just that I take
Sir,
it
we
from
should consider the flow of the river. So
okay.
Brahmaputra comes from Arunachal and after that it enters West Bengal. So according to the flow of the river, it comes in the right.
It comes in the right bank. Yes, it comes in the right bank according to the flow of the river. And similarly for Ganga, the flow is from, let's say, from west to east. So according to that, right bank and left bank, right? So it's like you are standing in that flow of river, and what is that right bank and left bank? But if you are getting confused, it's better to note them down and cram it, right? If there's no point that you may consider that okay, I will find it there in the exam, that this is the flow and this is right bank, this is left bank. If you think you are getting confused in the direction, you should note it down, right? Fauna, red panda. Okay, these are the important ones. Assam roofed turtle, hispid hare, pygmy hog, rhinos are found, elephants are found, right? Bengal florican, wild water buffalo, right?
Golden langur, sir.
Okay, golden langur is also found. I don't know, but maybe found. I don't know this. So please verify it once. Next is cold desert. Which state?
Himachal Pradesh.
Himachal.
Himachal Pradesh, right? The national parks which are found here are Pin Valley, right? Wildlife sanctuary. Just remember Sarchu and Kibbar. Not don't need to remember. Just have an idea, right? Ramsar site here is Chandratal. Discuss that, right? The important fauna found here is snow leopard, Himalayan ibex, also known as Siberian ibex, right? Next is Dibrusekova. State,
Assam,
Assam.
which rivers flowed through this?
Lohit, sir.
Brahmaputra and Lohit flow, right?
And Dibru in the south.
And Dibru flows. Vegetation, almost every vegetation is found here. Semi-evergreen, right? Deciduous, littoral, swamp, wet evergreen, right? Largest swamp forest in northeastern India. So this is an important, right? This one is important. Maguri, Motapang, wetland is here, right? Not an important fact, just giving you the information, right? Important bird area, fauna. Anyone, any idea?
Sir, leopard. Snow leopard.
Capped
Cloud
langur. Capped
langur.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm not sure. Capped langur might be found here. Okay, I think golden langur is found here. Like these type of things, no one will ask you. The only thing is, I mean, capped langur might be asked, but golden langur, since it is a very common species, then it might not be asked, right? The ones which are very higher possibility of being asked is the clouded leopard, right?
Sir, Gangetic dolphin is.
Yes, it is mentioned that it is found here, so maybe it is found, but there's no way to verify this, right? So if it comes, and the option is also there, human market, right? Next one important duck here found is rare white winged
Wood duck.
wood duck, right? Next is Debang, which state?
Sir,
Arunachal Pradesh.
excuse me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, this Great Hornbill Festival is in Assam, but it belongs to which?
That is in Nagaland. No?
Great Hornbill is Nagaland.
Nagaland.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Mishmi Hill. This is the physiographic information of this region, right? So take a note of it. Siang and Debang Valley. Highest peak here is Moling Peak, right? Moling National Park and Debang Wildlife Sanctuary, right? Next is the important fauna. This is important, right? Mishmi taken. So it can be a straight question. Mishmi taken is a common species associated with, right? Red goral, musk deer, red panda, flying squirrel. There are two different species of flying squirrel, but no need to remember that. Next is great run of Kutch. Right. It is a salty marshy area, salt marsh in Thar Desert. Which are the rivers which end here?
Luni.
Luni.
Luni and Banas end here. Right. And there is a specific grassland which is famous here.
Bunny grassland.
Bunny.
Bunny grassland. It was also famous for one other thing.
Cheetah.
I guess it was famous for reintroduction of cheetah. Was in use for that.
Yes, sir.
Though not very important, but just remember. Right. Charidhan wetland is found here. Next, fauna. You should know this.
Indian wildlife.
Yes, the Banas thing, you please confirm it. Right? This is, I think it is not true. Right. It should not be true. Right? I think it is not true. Right? Yes, the fauna, Indian wildlife, and very common, some population. Arik, now other important details. Kutch Desert Sanctuary, Wildlife Sanctuary, Narayan Sarovar Sanctuary, Bani Grassland Reserve. Right. So quite a lot of information for this one. Right. Last one is the 18th one, Sheshachalam. In which state?
Andhra
Andhra
Pradesh.
Pradesh.
Right, Andhra Pradesh. Tirumala Hill, Tirupati Pilgrimage, Slender Loris, Fauna, right, animal, Golden Gecko, again it is endemic here, right? So this becomes important. These two become important. And red sandals. This area is famous for red sandals. Which type of a tree is red sandal?
Deciduous.
Deciduous.
And in dry deciduous or moist deciduous?
Dry.
Okay, find it. Okay. But this much is also important that it is deciduous type of forest, right? It has medicinal properties. Right? So we are done with biosphere reserves and Ramsar sites, right? I hope you all have taken down the things, noted down the things. If you did not have the information, if you had it, you would have revised it, right? Next, we will do some bit of schemes, right? Just maybe 2-3 ministries, the recent ones. Let us start, right? In every uh, session, we can take up 2-3 ministries, right? Plus, you will also get a bit of idea as to how the schemes are to be done, right?
Sir, Banas River is completely in Rajasthan. It is tributary of Chambal.
That's why I told her this is a
Yes,
wrong
sir.
information which I have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We are covering schemes from the vision document, right? This is just for the educational purpose, right? Okay, one second. I think we will do the schemes tomorrow. I had marked some bit of points in these schemes. I don't know why they've been erased. Either the Zoom does not support that feature, but it will become very difficult then because it will reduce our efficiency. We will try to cover it tomorrow, right? So tomorrow, today, Ramsar sites and Biosphere reserves, right? Tomorrow we will do mostly the indexes. I don't think it will take more than half an hour, right? Then we will see some national parks, the more important ones, and then the schemes. You tell me your priority. Is it the schemes or is it the national parks?
Sir, schemes.
Schemes, sir.
Schemes only, sir.
Schemes.
Okay, then we'll devote a higher proportion of time to the schemes and a lesser proportion, maybe let's say 15-20 minutes daily, we can do the national park, right? Maybe 1 hour around we can devote to schemes, right? Okay, anyone, any doubt in this, in today's discussion? It was all factual. It was natural that no one can know everything, right? So some bit of errors might have crept in. So I told you, I warned you where it might have been possible that there were some errors or I was doubtful. So you please verify that thing on your part. The most important facts we have done from our side. Even if you remember this much facts, it will help you to either directly solve the question or at least arrive at the right answer, right? Indirectly, right? Any doubt to anyone? Okay, if you don't have any doubt, you may leave the session, right?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, well.